Every season, college football gives us a player who rises from the shadows, and this year, that player is Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price. Jadarian is a back who tore his Achilles, rebuilt himself from scratch, and is now one of the most complete runners in the country, rising from a late-round selection in 24 to the second best running back in the upcoming draft. Today, we're breaking down his high school rise, his recruiting journey, his strengths, his weaknesses, his Notre Dame career, being number 2 in college and potentially number 1 in the pros, and how NFL teams like the Seahawks, Vikings, and Broncos are evaluating him. Stick around because at the end of this video, you'll understand why Jadarian Price might be the most valuable offensive weapon in the 2025 NFL Draft. Before Notre Dame fans ever heard his name, Jadarian Price was already rewriting expectations in North Texas. Price played at Denison High School, a program with heart, tradition, and grit, but not the national spotlight. As a freshman, he immediately stood out, not because he was the biggest or the strongest, but because he understood the game at the highest level. His footwork was patient, his vision was advanced, and his burst was sudden. By his sophomore year, he was Denison's offensive identity, rushing for over 1,200 yards and becoming the player defenses circled every week. But his junior season is where he became a star. Price exploded for more than 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns, showing a rare blend of patience and explosiveness. Coaches said he was unpredictable in the best way. He could bounce inside, slice through the A-gap, or catch a swing pass and turn into a 40-yard gain. And Denison used him everywhere: slot receiver, kick returner, and third down back. By his senior year, he wasn't just the best player on the field, he was the best player in almost every field he stepped into. And that's when the recruiting world took notice. As the 2022 recruiting cycle heated up, Jadarian Price became one of the most intriguing running backs in the country. He was ranked a 4-star prospect, consistently landing within the top 15 running backs nationally. What made him unique was how many different types of programs wanted him. You had Ohio State, an elite running back factory; Texas, the in-state giant; Oklahoma, explosive spread offense; and Stanford, pro-style academic powerhouse. When schools with completely different systems all want the same guy, it means he's versatile. And that's exactly what Price was. Recruiting analysts compared him to Aaron Jones for his smooth acceleration and balance, and Jahmyr Gibbs for his receiving ability and open field burst. But the most accurate comp might be this: a modern NFL running back. Let's break down what makes Jadarian Price such a compelling NFL prospect. Number 1, burst and acceleration. Price hits top speed in just a few steps. His acceleration through the hole is elite, especially on outside zone runs. Number 2, vision and patience. He understands blocking leverage. He waits for creases to open, then attacks decisively. Number 3, receiving ability. Price is a natural pass catcher. Smooth hands, clean routes, and the ability to turn screens into explosives, despite him not being used in this capacity much at Notre Dame. Number 4, balance through contact. He doesn't go down on first contact. His lower body strength and center of gravity make him very slippery and hard to tackle. Number 5, he can play all 3 downs: run, catch, block. He checks every box. No player is perfect, and Price still has areas where he's developing. Let's go over some weaknesses. Number 1, long speed. He's explosive, but he's not a pure burner. He wins with burst, not top-end speed. I think he plays faster than his 4.49 40-yard dash time, but he's noticeably slower than his teammate Jeremiah Love on tape while being 10 pounds lighter. Number 2, injury history. The Achilles tear will always be part of his evaluation. Notre Dame beat writers claimed that he was favored to win the starting job over Otter Gasame and Logan Diggs back in 2022 as a true freshman before his injury. Even though he's recovered well, NFL teams will still be skeptical. Price arrived at Notre Dame and immediately made noise. His 2022 spring game touchdown, a 51-yard burst, had fans buzzing. Then came the Achilles injury, but instead of fading away, Price rebuilt himself. By 2023, he was back in the rotation. By 2024, he was flashing the same explosiveness he had in high school. Notre Dame coaches raved about his work ethic, his maturity, and his ability to create big plays out of nothing. And coming out of 2024, he wasn't thought of as a top pick. But in 2025, Price emerged out of the shadow of Jeremiah Love as easily the second best running back in this draft class. Mel Kiper has Jadarian going in the late first round, but I'll be honest, I think that's a little high. I think his skill set makes him a great pick in the early to mid-second round. Okay, starting with the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle loves one-cut runners with burst. Price fits perfectly in their outside zone run scheme. With the loss of Kenneth Walker, JD could work as a number 2 and then earn the starting role during the course of the season. I would favor him at pick 64 over pick 32. Now that would be a steal. Worth the hype. Kevin O'Connell wants versatile backs who can catch and create mismatches. Price checks every box in that regard. Aaron Jones is 31, which is ancient in running back years, unless you're Adrian Peterson, of course. And Jordan Mason and Xavier Scott just ain't it. I think this is the perfect landing spot for Price at pick 49. Worth the hype. Next we have the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton loves one-cut backs. Price also has little tread in the tires since he backed up Jeremiah Love for 2 years at Notre Dame. J.K. Dobbins has been a nightmare for the Broncos because of his injuries. Price could give the Broncos the same level of talent at the position and be more durable. He would also be a great asset as a kick returner on special teams. Worth the hype. Jadarian Price is the definition of a modern running back, explosive, versatile, and resilient. Whether he lands in Seattle, Minnesota, or Denver, or somewhere else, he has the tool to become one of the biggest steals of the 2026 NFL Draft. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me which player you want next.